The best drum sanders for woodworking. Drum sanders are powerful, high-performance machines that can be used for most woodworking projects. The key to a successful outcome, however, is choosing the right one for what you're working on. Like a lot of other woodworking tools, there is no single unit for every possible application, so in this blog, the team at Red Label Abrasives will review the information you need to make the decision on which drum sander may be best for your needs. Before going into the video, discover the world's largest database of 16,000 woodworking projects with step-by-step plans even if you don't have a large workshop or expensive tools. Click the first link in our description to get access to the plans. Now let's get into today's video. What are drum sanders used for? Drum sanders generally consist of a single or dual drum mounted horizontally over a belt. This design makes it ideal for sanding surfaces, but not cutting away large amounts of wood. Common uses for drum sanders include smoothing out hardwood flooring, applying a flat surface to large pieces of furniture, like tabletops or cabinets, thin sanding jobs that require a precise degree of thickness, fine finishing. If you've never used one before, it's tempting to see it as a type of thickness planer. Unlike a planer, though, drum sanders have a drum on the head instead of a cutter head or blades. This drum is wrapped with abrasive strips that sand away surface roughness or imperfections. You should only use the machine as a finishing tool. Trying to remove stock will lead to heat buildup, burned abrasives, and a damaged workpiece. What are the different types of drum sanders? There are two types of drum sanders, open and closed. Each one is designed for a certain project size and type. Open drum sanders. With open drum sanders, the drum is suspended over the moving belt, allowing you to pass it easily over broad objects like doors, cabinet walls, and flooring. Some open drum sanders include conveyor belts for easier operation and digital displays that show board thickness when extra precision is required. Closed drum sanders. Closed drum sanders are mounted on 4 pillars and, because they are closed at both ends, can only process stock that fits through its opening. Although they have a limited width capacity, this may not be a problem if you only work with smaller pieces. Many closed drum sanders have dual drums, which speeds up your sanding jobs. A drum with a lower grit abrasive works with a higher grit drum to complete 2 different steps simultaneously. Some of these machines allow extra control through independently tuned rear drums. What to look for when buying a drum sander for woodworking. Below are some key considerations when you're on the market for a woodworking drum sander. Motor power. Most drum sanders have a motor power of between 1 and 5 horsepower, so decide how much power you need. You'll also want to confirm any voltage limits in your shop, as you don't want to buy a 240-volt sander when the limit is 120 volts. Capacity. What size pieces will you work on? If you want to sand floors, you'll need an open drum sander. If you work on smaller items, like cupboards or chessboards, a closed drum sander will meet your needs. Speed. The best drum sanders have a variable speed and feed rate. This way, you can use the sander for a wider range of woodworking projects. Some results call for slower speeds while others need to be accomplished more quickly. Platen. Go for a sander with a platen that's about 1 inch wider than the drum and appears to be durable enough to withstand the friction and vibration from regular use. Dust collection. You will need a dust collection system that can handle the fine wood dust being dispersed. The older 20 to 30 micron systems are not sufficient and the filter bags clog up quickly. Noise reduction. Look for a machine with a noise reduction feature. Many drum sanders issue high levels of noise when operating, and the ability to lower it will enable sustained use while avoiding ear damage. Quality. Check all components: drums, feed belts, pressure rollers, and even housing for quality. If anything feels cheap or fragile, the sander won't likely have a long working life. Budget. How much are you willing to spend? Drum sanders range in price from a few $100s to over $1,000. The higher-end ones will have advanced features and capabilities, but make sure you need them before making a decision. Drum sander versus planer. As we mentioned earlier, drum sanders and planers can smooth the surface of whatever you're working on, but they're designed for different uses. Planers are great when you want to clear away stock, level glued wood, and in general remove a lot of material. Drum sanders, on the other hand, are best for finish sanding and smoothing. They typically remove between 0.005 and 0.007 inch of materials for a single pass, while planers take away 0.125 and 0.250 inch. This is one of the reasons why you'll want a drum sander if you're working with thin stock like veneer. What abrasive should you use? When you're buying abrasives for a drum sander, look for high-quality aluminum oxide, which provides an excellent cutting surface for all types of wood. Ideally, you should buy the open coat variety, which has grit coverage of around 50 to 70%. The open space discourages sanding residue buildup and supports the airflow necessary to keep the abrasive from becoming too hot. Red Label Abrasives sells open coat aluminum oxide drum sanding rolls, which you can use to cut your own drum sanding strips from. You can save a lot of money cutting your own drum sanding strips. Conclusion: drum sanders are powerful, efficient tools that sand your workpieces more quickly than a handheld sander. By buying the right type, open versus closed, and choosing features that support your project goals, you'll have an asset that delivers consistently superior results. And don't forget to check out Earth's largest collection of 16,000 woodworking projects by clicking the first link in our description. If you like the video, then make sure to hit that like button. Also, if you want more woodworking tutorials, please consider subscribing our channel for more contents every day. Thank you for watching, and let me know what you think of this video in the comments below.